Hello and welcome and a very good afternoon. You're watching Markets at Noon on ET Now. I am Snehisha. With me as always is Ashesha Adhwaryu and midday mark of the trading day. But before we take a look at what the markets are doing, let's dive deep straight into a corporate conversation on the back of some very strong earnings. We have the management of Skipper joining us. Mr. Sharan Bansal, the executive director of Skipper, is joining us on the show. Mr. Bansal, good afternoon and thanks for your time. You know, a very strong set of numbers coming in from the company. Can you tell us what have been the main drivers behind this growth this time around? And more importantly, you have lowered your revenue growth guidance to 15% from 20%. Can you tell us the reason behind this and how sustainable is this band going to be going ahead?
Hi, yes. Yes, certainly we've had a very good quarter and a year. We have delivered 29% growth in this quarter compared to previous year, quarter four, and overall for the year, about 20%. But more importantly, I think what we are happy about is our growth in bottom line. For the quarter, we delivered close to about a 70% growth in PAT, and for the full year, we've delivered a 42% growth in PAT. So I think the bottom line focus, which we have been adopting over the last 1 or 2 years, that has given us good dividends, and that is something which we hope to continue in the future as well. The main drivers of this, strong performance has been, of course, our strong order book, which we are holding, and also the sectoral tailwinds, which we continue to enjoy. As you know, currently India is witnessing a big surge of transmission demand, with the NEP projecting an investment of close to about 9.1 lakh crores up till 2032. So annually, we expect to see 90,000 to 1 lakh crores of project opportunities in this sector. Going forward, as the revenue base of the company is now quite large, we are still guiding for a healthy 15% growth in the next year. But more importantly, our guidance on the bottom line remains even stronger, where we are guiding for a 30% plus growth in bottom line. And obviously, if the overall current situation of geopolitical challenges are resolved, then we can target higher growth as well. But even despite everything, our order book, etc., should definitely take us to a 15% top line and a 30% bottom line growth for FY27.
Understood. Mr. Bansal, I just wanted to follow up on that answer. So you mean that you've reduced your guidance only because of the base effect kicking in, right? Are you spotting any other headwinds right now in terms of geopolitics, in terms of raw material, anything within the business that could pose a threat to this 15% guidance?
No. So I think you're right that the guidance of 15% is on this elevated base. We did expect more business, more domestic ordering to happen in FY26. However, FY26 was comparatively muted compared to FY25, the year before that. And the main reasons for that has been the shortage of critical equipment in the power transmission sector, namely transformers and HVDC equipment, and also a lot of right-of-way challenges, because the volume of transmission line projects has gone up significantly. So a lot of projects now are seeing increasingly right-of-way problems, whether it's local ground clearances or forest clearances, etc. So all these have led lower than expected bidding in FY26. However, the FY27, we expect the bidding to rebound quite strongly and come back to the 90,000 to 1 lakh crore bidding mark. So this is, if you look at Power Grid's capex guidance also, they have projected from a 35,000 crore capex in FY26, they're projected to go to 45,000 crores in FY28. So which means that they're also expecting good amount of business to come in FY27.
Right, so that's as far as the guidance is concerned. Mr. Bansal, afternoon, Ashesha this side. We were talking about guidance and you have lowered it from 20% earlier to 15% now because of West Asia crisis. One, what has the impact been so far? By when do you expect this to reverse? I understand that you generate only 10% of your revenue from exports, but how severe has the impact been and by when do you expect it to normalize?
Like I said, we haven't reduced our guidance. This is the, we are projecting the guidance of 15% based on the elevated base what we have, and we are continuing to hold a strong order book going into this next year. And of course, our effort will be to do better than this. The West Asia, it forms a small portion of our overall order book. However, we have been able to diversify our export opportunities to other geographies as well, including Africa, LATAM, and increasingly now from developed countries. So our strong focus remains on the developed markets in North America, Europe, and Australia. This quarter also, we've secured our largest order ever from the North American region. And we're quite confident that with the number of conversations that we are currently having with various stakeholders, we're going to see more and more order conversion in the coming years.
Okay, so that's on the order book going ahead, and you've recently commissioned the transmission tower testbed, and you've highlighted that you are now the only company globally with the dual testbed facilities offered for an integrated setup for both lattice towers and monopoles. Could you help us understand why this capability is so significant and what differentiates you from the other players who are in this field but they've not been able to develop a similar integrated setup so far? What has aided this development for you?
So, design engineering and testing has been a key differentiator with us and our global peers. It's not we are the first company who have installed a dual test station in the same location. So now that gives the ability for our foreign customers to enjoy faster engineering turnaround time, and we're able to deliver the overall engineering and load testing solution to them in a much shorter time, enabling their projects to move faster. So this is something which, and of course, this capacity of this test station is one of the largest in the world. We are testing some of the heaviest towers. In fact, this quarter itself, we set a new world record by testing the heaviest tower ever tested in the world. So I think the strong capabilities on this, are a strong testament of our engineering capability, and which is why customers around the world make Skipper their first choice for their transmission towers and poles.
Right, and Mr. Bansal also wanted your thoughts on your order inflow guidance for the next few years, because in FY26 it was rather modest at about 6% on a year-on-year basis, and I believe you're guiding for about 15 to 20% order inflow guidance for the next 2 years. What makes you so confident?
So like I said, the FY26, the sector saw muted ordering, and which is why we also had a muted growth in order inflow at about 6%. However, in FY27, we do expect the sector bidding opportunity to come back to 90,000 to 1 lakh crores for this year. And definitely, we being a major player in the sector, we are going to be benefiting directly from these opportunities. In fact, recently Skipper has also entered the substation business. So now we will be bidding for more and more substation projects. So that's adding to our overall addressable market size.
Okay, on that note, Mr. Bansal, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for sharing your growth outlook with us and our viewers as well. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, viewers, on that note, time to slip into a very short break. Before we do that, just marking the kind of moves that we've seen in the market. Very sharp surge coming in for the Nifty 50. Let's just pull up the chart very quickly. 24,300 is what we've crossed now. 1.3% higher over there. The small cap index and mid cap have also seen a very sharp spike coming in, and consistently going one way up is the Nifty 50. But I also want to take a look at what the broader end of the market is doing, because looking very healthy in terms of the gains over there too. But on that note, time to slip into a very short break. Be right back with more on the other side.